Welcome everyone, my name is Stella Barami, and this is the Gifts of Connection speaker series, where we connect you with speakers who help you reignite and rediscover meaningful connection in your life. Today we are meeting with Norman Seeff. Norman has an amazing history. He's covered so many different areas in his life, and he's really an inspiration to all. He's gone from being a professional soccer player to a medical doctor to the most iconic rock and roll photographer, and he currently focuses on film and creativity. We're so thrilled to have Norman join us today. Norman, thank you so much for being here with us.
My joy and pleasure, absolutely.
I'm curious, you have so much experience in so many different areas, and I'm sure that the introduction that I gave you only touched base a little bit on everything that you have dove into in your life. Would you like to share a bit more about some of the other areas in your life that you're passionate about, or some of the other projects you're working on?
Yeah, the world is in crisis right now. And I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of the world's greatest creators. And the general emotional state with so many people is it looks hopeless, and our personal confidence is lost. And how are we going to solve what actually looks unsolvable? And so for me, working with creative people is twofold. One is an artist, having a great time together, involved in intimate communication, relationship, bonding in the creative process, but to what end? And the end is that what I'm wanting to put out now as the result of the work that I've done is that there is hope. And more than hope, it actually is going to work out. And we are going to move from the information age, which is the way they're defining it now, to the age of innovation, creativity. The artists are going to step forward. And when I say artists, I'm talking across the disciplines, from business to bringing up a child, to making a garden, to whatever. It's all creative. People forget that. They forget that everyone is creating their personal story moment by moment. What kind of a story do you want to create? But what I'm seeing is using the messages and the brilliance of these artists that I've worked with, and the way I use a terminology. What do you learn when you work with the greatest innovative artists working at the higher reaches of human consciousness or human creativity? And the answer is a lot, because you learn what qualities we need to bring together in a sort of holographic soup, as it were. But everyone has access to the same qualities. It's not like, oh, they have something I don't have. We've all got the same stuff. And the art form is to decide, I'm willing to go into my powers and strengths and find my personal talent and my personal destiny, and really commit to being the best I can be, and then superseding the best I can be. So that's sort of the focus for me right now. There is a new paradigm. The old paradigm is collapsing. It's an old paradigm of domination from the top. It's a win-lose. It's elevate the masculine, invisibilize the feminine, except that the feminine is the source of all creativity. So we've got it wrong in the current paradigm. So I should stop now, because I could talk for 2 hours nonstop.
I love what you were saying, and in that I was hearing a lot of sparking the creativity within one. It's not just being inspired by others, but it's also being deeply connected with self and following that authenticity.
It takes the courage to step into the unknown. You see, the true nature of creativity is to go where you haven't, or humanity hasn't gone. In other words, to step into that domain. There's a terminology that some of my friends are using, is that domain of ambiguity. All possibilities are available. It could end up in negative chaos, and it could end up in the most profound positive chaos. Chaos is not chaotic. Chaos is primal, unstructured energy. And I just discovered rather excitingly, if I learned a little bit more about the history, but chaos is the first Greek god of energy and creation. So chaos is actually very, very still, but it's an energy that's full of potential. And if I look at it through the eyes of love, I will turn chaos into a manifestation of love. If I look at it through the eyes of people are untrustworthy and my enemy and I have to beat them to be safe, then you create a nightmare reality for yourself. And what we're seeing right now in the world, in the particular time of COVID, which has got positive and negative qualities to what it's done to humanity, we see this tendency for people to separate. And when you look at it, the actual intentionality, what I call the luminous intent of true creativity, is to bring us together.